Okay, so this is the do portion of this caffeine example. So what we want to do is we want to put all of these differences in our calculator. So if you just go to Stat, Edit, I'm going to put mine in L1. So the values are 11, 18, 1, 4, 6, 19, 6, 3, 13, 1, and negative 1. Okay, and so there's, oh, darn it, there, this one, okay, yes. Sorry, I'm on my computer, so negative 1. Darn it. Negative 1. Okay, so there were 11 values, so that's good. I think they all got in there. Okay, so then remember if we want to, we already did the box plot. I already showed you the box plot and how it looks, okay? But remember if we want to see that, we can go to second stat plot. It looks like my stat plot's already on from some previous problem, right? So this is the one with the outliers. So if I go to zoom 9, there's the box plot that we made in class the other day. And then if I hit trace, the median is 6, Q1 is 1. The lowest value, there was that one person, number 11, who had very little depression. And then our highest value went up to 19. Okay, so that's our box plot. So now then if we want for the do portion of this problem, if we go to stat again, and then we go over to test, so we want this t-test, okay? It's t because we're dealing with means, and then it's a significance test. And we put, we weren't given stats, we were given the actual data, so there's my data over there. Okay, oh, darn it. My mu naught, that's the claimed value. This was 0. Okay, so that's good. I put my L1, I put all my data in L1. I wanted to count each thing once. And then our alternative hypothesis is that it's greater than, okay? And then again, whoops, you can calculate or draw. So if you just calculate, all right, so they give us that our t value is 3.53. Our p value is 0.0027. N is 11, which means our degrees of freedom was 10. All right. So if you go back to your do, so the things that you need to write in the do section of your 4-step process, so you're going to let them know that you use data, and you can just say see above, it's from the table. You want to write down the t-score that you got, the t-star critical value that you got. You want to write down your degrees of freedom was 10, and you also want to write down your p-value. Your calculator just says p, but you need to make sure that you write p-value. Okay, so that's all you have to do for the do portion. And then the conclude is like what we've been doing. So since our p-value is 0.0027, that's less than the alpha that we specified above of 0.05. So we're going to reject the null. So that means there is convincing evidence that that the true mean difference in depression is positive. Okay, so you know, what does that mean? It means that, you know, according to this study, if you are already caffeine dependent, then having caffeine lowers your depression level than going without it. So interesting conclusion. So that's that last problem there. And again, I posted the notes that had all of the work for this example, the subs example. And again, I think it's a pretty straightforward example. Another one where we had to do a box plot. So again, when you do the box plot, you say, you draw your box plot, you make sure you label your horizontal axis, and then you say there's no strong skewness, there's no outliers, therefore T procedures apply. Again, just like with the caffeine one we just did, since we use data, we'll just say see above. Our t-score was negative 2.407. The degrees of freedom was 23. Our p-value was 0.0123. So that's that. So hopefully all these make sense. And when you get back to class, we'll go over 9.3 and review a little bit before you have your take-home test. Thanks.